Been following this channel, you would know that I have a new Magic the Gathering card obsession with something that is very, very unique and, to my knowledge, can only be found in Magic the Gathering. And that is a whale wolf that also doubles as a partner commander. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about my new commander deck, and we're going to do a little deck tech with Kazur and Ukaima partner commanders. Let's jump into it. The first thing we got to talk about with any commander deck is what's the plan for that deck and how are you going to execute that plan. With this deck, it's pretty easy. My entire thought with this deck is don't touch me. And, well, Ukaima, Stalking Shadow, can't be blocked. So the whole don't touch me thing, pretty simple to stick with. But Kazur also pumps up Ukaima every single time that Ukaima does damage. There's a few different ways you could build this deck. I saw a lot of counters, a lot of ninjutsu, a lot of death touch, but I decided to kind of combine some of those ideas. I'm going with a death touch ninjutsu heavy deck. Basically just saying, you touch me, you die. When I attack, you're not gonna touch my ninjutsu ninjas. So kind of mixing a couple of really good ideas I saw online and hoping that the deck meshes together, plus throwing in a lot of instants and sorceries to counteract anyone messing with my creatures. First off, we'll look through the 16 ninjutsu or ninjutsu base effects that I have in this deck. You'll notice, I believe all of these are from Kamigawa, the new set that came out a year or two ago. So why is ninjutsu especially important when you have a card like Ukaima? Well, let's read Springleaf Avenger and let's read ninjutsu. For 4, return an unblocked attacker you control to hand. Put this card onto the battlefield from your hand, tapped and attacking. The key word with that is that it's an attacker. So it's something that is attacking but hasn't attacked yet. So we only really get the buffs of one of our commanders. Kazur, whenever a creature controlled does combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. Since Ukaima hasn't dealt the damage yet from ninjutsu, we don't get that 1/1 counter. But with Ukaima and its ability not to be blocked, when Ukaima leaves the battlefield, so when you ninjutsu it, it deals X damage to target player and you gain X life, where X is its power. So that's always going to be the 2 that it starts with. And plus, we're going to do that a lot with all 16 of our ninjutsu cards in our deck. We're going to bounce our Ukaima back multiple times, causing us to get that life gain, plus Ukaima still gets to attack. So she's going to attack, deal damage, 2 damage, come back to her hand, then go back out again to do their actual 2 damage, and it's just going to be a nice, nasty way to just pick away at your opponents. And as an added bonus of using the amazing anime Kamigawa art, you get one of the prettiest decks that you can build in Magic the Gathering. And if pinging your opponent with Ukaima and a bunch of ninjutsu abilities isn't enough, I'm going to have a bunch of death touch creatures on the battlefield, just ready to block whatever comes out. And we have Finn the Fangbearer as a potential win con in this deck. Same with Venom Connoisseur. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under control, Venom Connoisseur gains death touch until end of turn. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, all creatures you control gain death touch until end of turn. So you could ninjutsu multiple creatures. Then you would get both effects for Venom Connoisseur, giving all of your creatures death touch instantly. The fun doesn't stop there. We have blue, baby. We're going to use the blue to the best of blue's ability. So I have 17 sorceries or instants in the deck that counter or destroy creatures or things or artifacts that get in my way. So I am ready for war. I'm not going to bore you with the ramp, the card draw, the mana dorks, and the amount of mana that I have in this deck. I do want to touch on 4 other cards that I really like in this deck that actually kind of change how the deck works if you're not getting those ninjutsu effects, or if I'm not able to counter all the things that I need to against my opponents. First off is Bloodletter of Aklazats. Flying. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life instead. So all those unblockable creatures, double that damage. Tidal Barracuda. Any player may cast spells as though they had flash. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Again, don't freaking touch me. And then Tromokratis. Tromokratis is hexproof unless it's attacking or blocking. Tromokratis can't be blocked unless all creatures defending player controls block it. So you attack with Tromokratis, everyone else goes through for free. And then my last little kind of pet card that I added to this deck is Indominus Rex Alpha. As Indominus Rex Alpha enters the battlefield, discard any number of creature cards. It enters with a flying counter on it. If a card discarded this way has flying, the same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Haste, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Trample, and Vigilance. When Indominus Rex enters the battlefield, draw a card for each counter on it. So if I give it Death Touch, Flying, Indestructible, all those things are added on to Indominus Rex, so it's a 6/6 who lets me draw cards and has all these nasty abilities in case someone on the board has something I really don't like and it's really big and I need something to take care of it. Indominus Rex is my go-to. So there you have it. That is my Whale Wolf Commander deck. Ninjutsu Death Touch. Don't touch me. You can find it on the Infinity Bro Mox Field. You can also find that Mox Field in our link in the bio. We would love for you to join our Discord if you choose to. You can also follow us on all the socials at The Infinity Bros or The Infinity Bros Podcast. We would love to have you join the Infinity Bros universe where werewolves are what we love. Okay, love you 2000. Bye.